Oh, hi, hello, good morning, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Excuse me, I have a throat tickle. Hello, hi, good morning, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to the Stream of Blood. I'm Jared Logan, your storyteller, and this is today's installment of our ongoing Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, Vampires of Pittsburgh Lockdown. Sorry, I just wanted to grab this book. Published by Modiphius with incredible work by people like Kenneth Haidt, a guy that I'm a huge fan of, and Jason Carl, a guy that I'm a huge fan of, and the entire team. Actually, I'm going to break this open later and talk about more of the people that worked on this, who added so many incredible new mechanics that make the world of Vampire such a hungry and nasty world. And certainly, we have created the nastiest of all timelines here in our actual play Twitch channel Chronicle Lockdown, where the Inquisition has taken over Pittsburgh, where both the Camarilla and the Anarchs have gone to ground, and where, two members of our three-member coterie are Diablerists. It's gotten really, really nasty. We've seen the heights and the depths that vampires can aspire to in this show, and I can't wait to see what we get into today. Could I have my secret storyteller, Clinton Trucks, hop on here? Clinton, I just want to say hi, buddy. How's it going?
Every day's a struggle. How are you?
Mm-hmm. I'm good. I'm drinking my Vitae. Today I have some radioactive Starbucks sludge that I'm pumping into my veins, absorbing the soul of the barista who made it for me. Do we have the that charity that we wanted to shout out?
Oh, that would be a wonderful thing to have up. Will you give me a moment?
Let's grab it let's grab it. Take your time. Yeah, take your time. I'll continue to vamp for a second. So guys, I just wanted to say, oh, here we go. Great. Guys, there's been so much crazy stuff going on in the news, and our really good friend Michelle, who is one of our subscribers, pointed out that there were some streams that were doing some work for a great charity. Clint, can you tell us about it?
Sure. That is Stop AAPI Hate. And that is, if you want to find them online, that is at Stop AAPI Hate. And we rated the stream of our good buddies over at Dropout, our college humor friends, who were doing a fundraiser yesterday. And I think they were on for 4 or 6 hours, something like that, and made some real money supporting this charity. So we urge you guys to do the same. Don't have 6-hour streams. Support their fine work.
Or also have 6-hour streams, but whatever you do, let's donate to this charity. We'll throw that up in the chat for everybody.
Certainly.
We think it's like such a worthy cause, and it really does sometimes make you feel better when we're seeing all this awful stuff in the news, to donate something and to know that there are people like you out there who are trying to turn things around. Okay. Also, want to let people know that we have a date for the day that we will be creating Philadelphia. Oh, wait, Clinton Trucks went away, and I wanted to ask him what that date was. Well, listen, we like to give our subscribers all kinds of fun things to do, and especially for them, special little gifts for them. And in this particular case, the subscribers and myself and Mr. Clinton Trucks are going to be creating the setting for Vampires of Philadelphia, basically. And then you will see that setting in play. We are going to take Curtis Krieger on a little jaunt over to it. Yes, sir. Do we have that date?
April 1st.
April 1st. April Fool, baby.
A 7 p.m. Pacific stream.
7 p.m. Pacific. Great. April 1st, guys, if you are a subscriber, or even if you're not, tune in. We will live be taking suggestions, and subscribers will get to actually add details to the city of Philadelphia. What kind of vampires live there? What clans do they belong to? What are their agendas and their goals? What other types of supernaturals or mortal NPCs exist there? What is the state of Philadelphia? We know that Pittsburgh has now been taken over by the Inquisition. How's Philadelphia doing? We're going to find all that out as you, the subscribers, help me create that setting. And I'm really excited about it. You're going to get to see it in play quite a bit, maybe. depending on where things go in our various streams. But for now, let's bring in our incredible players, who I'm so grateful I get to play with once a week. This guy, I mean, you know him. He's our resident scholar of the esoteric. He plays Curtis Krieger, who has just been murdering left and right lately. Is he a soldier or is he a mad dog? You tell me. Please welcome the extremely talented Ross Bryant, everybody. Hello.
Oh, man. Hello, man. Yeah, fine line between good soldier and mad beast.
Yes.
We'll see what happens going forward. His humanity's hanging by a thread, it feels like.
It's gotten quite low, and he's a bit more monstrous now. But look, it's not too late. He could still turn it around, right?
It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm back to the cassette well. I was like looking over at my collection that I've set up over here, and given that we have now added a stone-clad gargoyle to our ranks, I was like, there's some nice serendipity in the Granite Mask project.
Oh, that's really cool.
In their
what a
album,
cool name.
Yeah, Granite Mask, a very great California power electronics group. If you're into that kind of thing.
Every time I think I've heard like the best metal or like, heavy music name, another band comes along and just blows it out of the water. I found out about an Australian band a couple days ago called Disembowelment.
Hell yeah.
That's heavy, Betty. That is so heavy.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, join us on the Discord for me to geek out about any kind of metal or black metal or whatever, because we had for a while we had a guy that was just like listing off. I mean, like I was like, hey, yeah, give me your suggestions, and then our friend on Discord just gave me 48 suggestions, and I've been going through them. To be honest with you, I've been listening to them, and I love a lot of it. So
excellent. My favorite that I've heard lately has been encoffinized.
There's no way that's an actual word.
Great neologisms taking place in the world of death metal band names.
If I ask a mortician what he does for a living, is he going to tell me that he encoffinizes people?
We call ourselves encoffinizers. Yeah.
Let's bring out our next player. She doesn't encoffinize. She invitalizes. She is a thin blood. Her character is a thin blood who is now getting more human as her comrades fall in humanity. She also has a gargoyle bodyguard. And this player, I mean, she's just so much fun to play with. Please welcome our good pal, Ashley Burch, everybody.
Hello. Oh my,
howdy do?
You're so nuts. This dog is really doing a number. You guys can see him maybe. Can I angle? Oh, he's being blocked by my mic. There's the boy. There's his butt.
Oh,
yes.
I have to have my foot underneath his head so he falls asleep. Otherwise, he's gonna go nuts. So I'm gonna be like twisted in this weird way.
No. Rarebit is currently under my desk.
Oh really?
And my daughter's currently under my desk. That would be weird. Well, welcome. I'm looking forward to the part in the stream where all the dogs just start going nuts.
Oh,
and then my daughter walks in the back door here and does like the British news guy who was like,
that little girl had more confidence than I'll ever have in my entire life. The way she walks in is like, she's having the best day of her life.
Like, no director could have directed that video as well as it just happened, you guys just want to talk about viral videos for a while? Honey Badger, that was fun. Remember that?
Wow. In a way, this has been the best week ever.
Yes. So happy to have you here. Let's bring in our third friend. He's coming to us all the way from South Africa right now, where he's filming Raised by Wolves season 2. He plays Lucius Ali, a vampire who wants to change the world for the better. Big question mark. His touchstone is currently. Oh no, she came back. Things are going well for you guys. He defeated a major villain, and he was Lucius Ali was essential in that. Let's bring in our good buddy Abu Salim, everybody.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey.
It's funny because Abu is actually under my desk.
Yeah.
Damn.
What's under your desk, everyone? That's what we'll ask at the beginning of each stream from now on. So how are you guys feeling? I think that I looked at our notes because you guys were kind of asking me some XP questions before we got started, and I realized, holy shit, it's been forever since I gave out some XP. It's been at least three stories, and then I think we've had a lot of sessions. Like
Yes.
by my count, the XP that you're due, there's at least been three stories. There's been the story where you sort of went to the sewer treatment plant, right? That was a story. Then there was the story
So
where
long
you
ago.
so long ago. Then there's a story where you attacked Washington's Landing. That was a whole like 2 or 3 parter. And then there was this last story where you were just dealing with Buddy for a couple sessions. So you each get 3 XP for that. And then you also get 1, 2, 3.
Did you hear
I
that
think
sigh? That was Cody.
Was that the was that the
As if he's having an existential crisis. He's just sleeping.
listen, if I hear a dog fart, everybody gets an extra XP. Okay.
Fart.
Fart. So and then in addition to that, you get 8 XP for the number of sessions there have been since we last gave out. Yes. So that actually comes to 11 XP each.
Oh
Ooh.
my.
It's been like so long. So
Is that your XP
Sorry.
face?
No, I had leftover XP.
show me your XP face.
Oh no.
So
Got to put that on the YouTube. That'll be the YouTube thumbnail.
okay.
I think I'm gonna like it here.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope everybody is excited to spend some XP because we're going to do a little bit of that before we get into our story today. Mr. Clinton Trucks, can we throw up the XP costs? And I'm going to pull them up in my hard copy, my analog version of the file. And we can just kind of say what we. Oh, here we go. Look at that.
Hey.
So if we want to increase an attribute, it's the new level times 5. That means like if you wanted a 3 in something, you would need to spend 15 XP. A skill is the new level times 3. So if you wanted a second dot in something, it would be 6 XP. Specialties we forget about. You get an extra die when you add like a little specialty to a skill, which can matter a lot, as you guys have found out. So you might want to think about that a little bit because your characters definitely have developed some new specialties, I think, in some areas. That's a specialty is just a little descriptor you add to the side of a skill. Like, for example, I think our friend Ross, beside his brawl, has grappling. Is that right? Yeah. Which is very useful for a vampire who wants to get a taste. Clan discipline. So that's a discipline that fits your clan. New level times 5. You guys can take disciplines that aren't even in your clan description. And those are there. Blood sorcery ritual. Well, Jen needs to get her book back before she starts thinking about that. Thin blood formula. She's been working on that a lot, so she can go crazy with that if she'd like. And advantages we never talk about, but we should. Advantages are things like backgrounds that give you allies, ghoul retainers, haven dots that I can't take away from you. I mean, I kind of like that you guys are playing it hard Anarch, where you kind of have to go to ground all the time. But, if you really wanted to put some dots into a haven and make it permanent, you could do that as well. So these are your options. I know that you also have a ton of XP, I think Abu and Ross, from consuming the souls of vampires you fed on. So
that's my consuming dance. No,
so in that particular case, you can I'll count it as you can spend that XP on disciplines that those vampires had. And I know that you were asking me, Ross, like what disciplines did that vampire that you fed on have? I believe her name was Lena, if I'm not mistaken. Right. So let me tell you what she had. Let me tell you what she had. She had animalism. She had fortitude. Animalism, which you already have access to as a gangrel vampire. She also had fortitude, and she had oh my word, where is my companion when I need it? Where is my vampire companion? Well, I'll find it in a second. She had one more thing.
Okay.
Just trying to think how they do chemistry now. Does the chat remember? My companion is here in my files. Oh, here it is. I got it, you guys. Okay. So she was a, I can go ahead and, I usually don't like to do this, but since we're in kind of like metagame mode and we're just talking about as players, she was a Ravnos. And so she had some powers that other people don't have. Oh, obfuscate. She had obfuscate.
Wow.
And she had some special focuses in obfuscate that allowed her to create like illusions and things like that.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, was she the snake lady?
She was the snake lady.
Oh,
remember when remember in the carnival when the weird stuff started to kind of twist around? That's who she was.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's talk, guys. I mean, and of course you don't have to spend it all now, but you could spend some of it now. Let's do this for a little bit. So let's start with Curtis. Curtis, thoughts?
Okay, so just so I'm clear, I believe I had 15 leftover points from feeding on Lena, so I can only spend those on animalism, fortitude, or obfuscate.
Or I would allow you to grab like skills that maybe she had, or
Gotcha, okay.
an attribute you think that she was better at, and pitch it to me, and I'll tell you whether I do have her stats here, so I can bring those up.
Cool.
Or raise his blood potency to hers if hers was better.
Yes, but it was not actually.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. So now because I have 15, does that mean I could And okay, so all right, so I could, in theory, raise my. Was Protean one of those, or just Fortitude?
It was Protean was not one of those. Protean was not. These guys use animalism, obfuscate, and animalism, obfuscate, and presence are what they have. I got confused. Okay. Animalism, obfuscate, and presence. Presence is a power that Miles had back when we had Miles in the coterie. Oh, right. R.I.P. And that's like sort of like a less direct form of mind control that allows you to sort of like make people sort of fall in love with you and find you amazingly charismatic, or make them fear you. It's more emotional and less like hypnotic.
Cool. Okay.
He used that to make people pity him, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that was always his ploy, was to make them think he was a pitiable old man, and then he would give them the suck.
That's right.
Chat, what do you think that Curtis should spend his XP on? He's free to ignore you or disagree. But
I also don't have all those disciplines in front of me to know like what the next level one to choose is. So I guess I could go like
Luckily, I have those disciplines in front of me, so I could talk to you about them if you'd like.
Cool. Yeah.
What are you thinking about?
New level plus 7. New level times 7. So I could get, in theory, because I don't have obfuscate, because the new level times 7 would be 14. I have 15. Could I take 2 levels of obfuscate with this?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to let, because you Diablerized our friend Lena, I'm going to let you count it as a clan discipline, at least for that out of that 15 XP. Right?
Yeah, I think I'll do that.
How about you have the best faces today?
I'm just loving this, man. This is science.
Because Curtis is like a skulking creature. He likes to strike from the alleys and the shadows, and then burst forth into open conflict and melt away into the night. So I think that being invisible or shady would really help him.
I think it would too. His first level of obfuscate could give him either Cloak of Shadows. Standing perfectly still, the user blends into the surroundings as long as they have some kind of cover and make no sound and don't move.
Dope.
And then that's kind of what Sabrina was using on Jen like 2 sessions ago when she was in the room but nobody could see her.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Cool.
Silence of Death is the other one you could try. This one makes you completely noise does not come from you, but you can still be visible. These are your 2 level 1 choices, and they'll cost you 5 XP right now.
Those
Sounds
are
like a
real
metal band.
cool.
Silence of Death.
and that's just enough for me to get it. Yeah, Silence of Death.
Silence of Death it is. And then you said you wanted to go ahead and pop another level of Obfuscate.
Yeah, man.
Okay, that's great. So your level 2 choices, Unseen Passage. With this power, the vampire can now move around while staying hidden. And that's the only level 2 power that I see. Let me check the companion, though, because there might be some new ones. So that's invisibility, Curtis. I mean, basically, like as long as you stay kind of, basically stealthy, you're fine, right? Like you remain invisible. That's pretty goddamn powerful. And it would cost you 10 XP, which would use up the rest of your kind of Diablerie XP.
I'll take it.
Okay, great.
Ooh.
Unseen Passage it is. And then you have this 11 left over from just adventuring, just your night to night. So these are not limited to things that the vampire you Diablerized had. Boy, Diablerie is a great deal, except that his humanity is sinking dangerously low.
Ain't it just? Okay, so let's see. What's old Kurt been through lately? Or what can I? Let's see. Times 5 or times 3. With all this silence is golden stuff. Part of me wants to just like almost but I can't do that.
You can increase a skill, right? And a skill increases 3 per level. So that's
yeah. New level times 3. But I was thinking like the 3. Actually, I could do that. I was like, I could bump up my stealth even more and just be totally like silent running.
Just be the night.
I think that's great. I mean, like, so much of what you guys do depends on ambush, and like, you're like the war chief for this whole group, and like, I don't know. I mean, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
And also, like, what I was going to suggest is don't pick things that make him more human. Pick things that make him more a predator, because that's the way his character's been going. And stealth, getting like a high stealth, makes him more of a predator.
Mm-hmm. That seems cool to me. I'm also tempted by the potence thing, but I don't have enough to buy 2 levels because it looks like I need to spend 20 pips to get that, because they're bumping up to 2 times 10. And this leaves me with 11, so I'd have to hold out if I want to go to the next potency level. So my stealth is actually pretty good right now. I think I might bank my remaining pips and try to hold out for the next potency level the next little adventure.
These players don't want skills; they just want powers. Powers. That's of course completely legal, and I approve. And if you are sure that you'd like to save those, we will move down to Miss Jen Brown.
He's
It's okay.
To hell with it. I'm gonna drop some coin here and go down. I now have 2 remaining XP because I'm spending 9 to get the next pip in stealth. So I now have I've increased my stealth by 1 pip.
Okay, here's Batman now.
Yeah, he is Batman.
So what is your stealth score now? 4?
3.
3, that's great. Okay. And I'm going to say Curtis has 2 XP left. Okay, great. Jen Brown, let's talk to Jen Brown. Curtis has become a ninja with invisibility powers. Where's Jen Brown going to go next? Jen Brown,
Great.
you didn't absorb the souls of other vampires, so you're just sitting on, I think,
No.
11 XP, unless you had any left from before.
I think I did, but I don't remember how many.
Well, you know what? I don't quite remember either, and let's just go ahead and say that it was 7.
Great. I seem to remember that there was a thin blood power that let me fly.
Oh my gosh, there is a there is a
Although I have
an alchemical formula, I believe, that does that. Oh, we're going full lost. We're going full Lost Boys, everybody. Full Lost Boys. Those are the best flying vampires in fiction for my money. Although I think in Salem's Lot the vampires fly as well, and that is my favorite vampire novel, guys.
I love it. You're trying to be human, but you want to also fly. This is.
I mean, who wouldn't want that? Come on.
Okay, Airborne Momentum is a level 4 thin blood alchemy power. The formula enables the alchemists to lift themselves from the ground, achieving a state of swift flight or floating. Okay, so that's a level 4 ritual, and thin blood formula is the formula level times 3. I told you I'm not sure exactly how much XP you had saved before I gave you this extra 11. I just rolled a die and said it looked like 7 to me. Guys, look, I know that some people out in the chat might be like, what? How can you do it like that? But I think these people deserve some rewards. And, it doesn't mean having powers or doing cool shit on your character sheet doesn't mean that it's going to be any easier to stop Sonya, the Archon, or the Inquisition. It really doesn't. So I think you probably have like 18 XP here. Let's see. A new formula. What is your alchemy level now?
It's at 3.
It's at 3. So you could move up to 4 if you'd like.
Oh, I could?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. If you have the amount to get we're going to call it a new discipline, right? Yes, Clinton Trucks.
Well, by my math, her new level would be 4 times 5, so that's 20 XP to move up to 4. I don't think she has it.
That's what I was about to do the math on. Yes. Okay, so she doesn't have it.
You know what? I'll just bank because I'm hoping to get this book back and then maybe see what.
And then you can fly.
Huh?
Yeah. And then you can fly.
And then I can fly. And then I could also see what blood sorcery is all about. Potentially, if I want to spend points in that. So
that's actually true. Once you get the book back, you could study blood sorcery, and blood sorcery contains rituals that let you do things like, ward your location, stuff that Jen cares about, like where it would be harder for people to invade their haven, things like that. So you're just going to bank? Are you sure?
Yeah, I think for now, because it seems like I want to be building toward blood sorcery for what Jen wants as a character anyway. So I'm going to write down my XP this time and bank for now.
Okay, 18 XP is what I have for you, Jen Brown. That is now official. And now let's talk to Abu Salim. Abu, what are we thinking?
Right. So I also think I've got banked XP from before, and I think it was at 11 because I decided I'm gonna wait and play it cool. But
right.
What was the people I devoured?
Yes.
What was their skills?
Yes. So those people, let me bring them up. But
there's so many for him he has to check so many.
Yeah.
Even like 4 people.
Hey Jen, just saying.
It was
someone's hungry.
It was Rhodes.
I don't like the judgy tone. 1.
It was Rhodes' coterie, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
So let's find old Rhodes here and look again at what he had. Yeah. I have him right here. He had some he liked physical disciplines. So he had let's see. He had some celerity, which is like speed.
Okay.
He had some fortitude, and he had some potence. and potence is like the vampiric strength,
Like
and then
strength,
he actually had a level of presence as well. Presence being the one I talked about. That's it's more mind control, Lucius, but it's more emotional. At level 1, you can get like awe, where you walk into a room and people are just in awe of you, things like that.
Okay. And what did the other lady have? Did she have the same?
She had similar stuff, except she had animalism. She was the one controlling that bird. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. And so and the way it works is that you've got the XP to spend on them, and then you've got the separate XP that you spend on whatever you like, right?
That's absolutely right. And you, for example, Lucius, like you wouldn't just have to spend on their disciplines. Like Rhodes was definitely better with a gun than you are. So like if you wanted to like pop some of that 11 you had from him and his vampire bride into gun, firearms, things like that, you could.
You know what? Okay, all right. So 11. So okay, because I'm thinking because they're like separate beasts, aren't they? Really? Okay. Celerity.
Yeah, that makes you. Yeah,
faster,
let's talk
right?
about it. It makes you faster in interesting ways. Let's talk about it. So you have 0 of celerity at present, correct?
No, I've got 1.
Oh, great.
Reflexes, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And we haven't used that yet, but that allows you, I don't think we've really seen it in the story, but it allows you to like, you have no penalty to defense pools for lack of cover against firearm attacks. If anybody's shooting at you, you can like dodge bullets.
Amazing.
Level 2 would give you fleetness, which you have to make a rouse check, and then you add your dice pool for non-combat dexterity. You add celerity to your dice pool for non-combat dexterity tests. So you'd have like +2 to anything involving dexterity, jumping, running, like all of the various things that happen when you go into action.
Okay.
And by level 3, it starts getting to be like, that sort of True Blood, kind of like zipping across the room stuff with
fun.
Blink.
And what's the level 2 of Fortitude? Because that saved me a lot in the past with Unswayable Mind. So
level 2 of Fortitude is interesting. Let's see. Let me bring it up here. Okay, there's Dominate, and here's Fortitude. Level 2, so Unswayable Mind has really helped you. Level 2 can give you toughness. You are able to exhibit an innate ability to ignore damage. You'd make a rouse check and you'd subtract Fortitude from all damage you sustain.
Oh, shit.
And there's another thing called Enduring Beasts, but it requires animalism. Basically, you can make the animals you control more,
God, this is so hard.
Empower them with fortitude.
Okay. All right. One more question. Potence. Tell me again, what's level 1 of potence?
Potence, like at level 1, you get lethal body, which allows you to kind of do way more damage when you hit people with your fists. Lethal body, or you can get soaring leap. So lethal body, your unarmed attacks now do aggravated damage to mortals. You break bones when you hit. Your fist is as damaging as a sword or a club, and then soaring leap. And both of these, by the way, are free. You don't have to rouse for them. Soaring leap, possessing unholy strength in more than arms and fists, the user can leap far higher and further than any mortal.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I want that leap, baby. I want that leap.
Okay, all right. You know what? All right. And presence? Because I think I know what I'm going to now. Go on, give me presence.
Yeah. Presence is presence has awe, and I think daunt at level 1. Let me check. Daunt is like the scare you version of presence, right? Yeah. Okay. So awe, anyone in the presence of the vampire finds their attention inexplicably drawn to them. Those listening to the vampire speak might suddenly agree on subjects where they once held different viewpoints. You'd roll, it's free. You don't have to rouse for it. You roll manipulation plus presence versus someone's composure plus intelligence, and they are just quite enamored with you. Daunt is the opposite. Also, it is free. You add the user's presence to any intimidation rolls. And you can make people just kind of run from you if you want.
Bruh, this is amazing. Okay, cool. I've got 11, yeah? Right, can I and it's 5 for each one? Right?
It's a 5 per level. So, but this,
Okay.
it's 5 for each one because these are level 1.
Bruh, I'm going to get 1 potence and 1 presence, please.
Okay, great. So, please add to your sheet. Are you taking awe or daunt? Which one are you taking?
I'm taking awe, baby. I'm going to walk in, be there like, hey, look at me. And then when I'm going to then potent smash your bones and be crazy shit.
Okay, I'm adding presence 1, awe to your sheet, and then I'm gonna and then which potence are you taking?
So there's one which allows me to like leap like Hulk, and then there's one where I break people's bones, right?
That's exactly right.
But it's only on mortals, right?
That's right. You vampires won't take aggravated damage, just mortals.
Cool. I'm gonna leap like Hulk then.
Okay, soaring leap. And that leaves you with 1 XP left over from your Diablerie, and now you have which also, like, you can just kind of say that 1 XP kind of adds to the rest of my pool, right? Like,
okay, cool.
You don't, I'll allow you, because it's hard to spend 1 XP on something that the other vampire had. So you have like 12 XP left now.
So what is level 2 of presence then?
Level 2 of presence, great question. Level 2 of presence is going to give you, let's see here, lingering kiss. The kiss of a vampire induces near ecstasy in mortals. But
this game rules.
I know, man.
But you don't feed on mortals, Lucius.
No,
mortals fed upon by the user become addicted to their kiss. And that is the power that I see here. Let me look in the companion to see if there's anything in presence that isn't in here.
Oh God, I love how horny this game is.
I know, it's so
this game is steamy, y'all.
Yeah, oh Lord.
There's nothing in the companion that gives you new presence. There's just like combo powers with presence.
Okay. And then what about level 2 potence?
Yeah, level 2 potence has some interesting effects. Let's look. So level 2 potence can give you prowess. The vampires with potence gain far greater strength, so you rouse, and when activated, add the potence rating of the user to their unarmed damage value as well as to feats of strength.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so it would make you a lot stronger, yeah.
And I guess that kind of would be useful in regards to like holding people and pinning people, right?
Yes, it would very much.
Let's do it, baby.
All right, that's going to cost you 10 XP, leaving 2 XP left for you. Lucius has 2 XP left, and he has level 2 prowess in potence.
Oh, this is dope as hell. I don't know how I'm going to remember all this stuff. I feel like a wizard in D&D where you're like, I don't know my spells.
Well, we'll send you all the notes so you can kind of take a look at it. And, let's review this so as we play, we remember a couple things. Like, when you do something strength, well, first of all, you can leap incredible distances. And when you do something strength related, like you said, like grappling someone, you're going to add your potence, which is 2, to those rolls, right? So remember, like, hey, I get a +2 for my potence when I'm doing stuff like that. And what else? Did you take anything else? Oh, and now you have awe. So remember, when you walk into a room, you can make everybody obsessed with you. And my friend Curtis, you've added some things too, right? Curtis, you are now able to make yourself completely silent and invisible.
Silent running.
The group has become a full paramilitary threat, basically. But I mean, that's the kind of game you've been playing anyway. So shall we get back into the story and play a little Vampires of Pittsburgh now?
Yes.
It's okay.
All right.
Actually, I had to let Abu out as well, so it's okay.
Okay. If everybody's dogs have been released into the wild, let's play.
Yeah, he's gone. He's just running around the street now.
Bye, Cody. We love you. listen, a year ago, these kindred broke the Masquerade, and there were consequences. The Inquisition has taken over the city. The havens are burning. Your allies are dusted. Will you escape? Can you make your unlife work? Will you continue to break the Masquerade in horrifying ways like you did last session? This is Vampires of Pittsburgh Lockdown, and we begin our scene in the old economy village in just outside of Pittsburgh. This is the former Tremere Haven. It has now been taken over by our coterie. And with our coterie, there's not just Jen Brown. There's not just Lucius Ali. There's also Curtis Krieger. I know that you were kind of, running from the authorities before, but you got away. And you also you're still able to kind of, text with each other. I assume you use Grouper for this, maybe, or do you use,
perhaps over the course of his flight, he was like, too many people saw me. If only I could, if only. And he watches himself melt out of visibility.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Like,
fun.
Yeah, the frantic need to become invisible actually ended up with him literally becoming invisible. And so you are able to regroup with your friends at the old economy village.
And I'm sorry to interrupt again. I just want to make sure that I've also been texting with Craig to see, because when last I encountered him, he was still with the Brad's medical contact. And I just want to know if he's left, if he's recovering.
Smart move. Craig finally sends you a text. Where are you?
Okay, great. And I let him know where.
Okay. So Craig can rejoin you. So at Old Economy Village, if everybody has decided to reconvene there, I will list who's available to you. You have Dylan, who now really loves Lucius for enacting her vengeance quest for her. We're seeing a different side of Dylan. She normally wants the vampires to be more human, but in this particular case, she made an exception. So we have Thana, who was sort of, convinced by Jen Brown to stay on the grounds that they would be studying this sort of vampire esoterica that Jen Brown discovered, these books, The Passion of Salo and the Bahari Book of Nod, these books that you found here in the Economy Village. But Circe is gone. Circe is gone because Circe had an argument with Lucius and the rest of you over how to handle Buddy, and she got away, and she got away with one of the books. She got away with The Passion of Salo, a book you were very interested in studying, Jen Brown, because it had information about something called Galconda in it, something that very much interests you. It is a path for vampires to live in harmony in their immortal lives, and you are very interested in finding a path like that. It also had blood sorcery instructions in it. That book is now in the wind with Circe somewhere, so she is gone. So Brad Lockwood is dusted. He's gone. He's dead. He's destroyed. He's out of it. But Clara is back, and so is Craig eventually. And let me just tell you a little bit about your New Haven Economy Village. Your New Haven Economy Village it looks a little bit like a college campus, but what it actually is a community, a religious community from the 19th century. Its grounds include a gardens area, and those gardens have like a pond that has like this sort of like stone gazebo with a statue of Harmonia in it. Very gothic, kind of standing like that among like, the grounds have been unkept because this haven had been abandoned, but the flowers have grown wild, and now their thorns and their blossoms are kind of sprouting all over this sort of like beautiful little statue area. The buildings include a sort of dormitory, dining hall, kind of like main residential building, which is quite large with 2 floors, and a chapel, a separate building, which is where they did their, extremely Protestant worship back in the day. The Tremere used this as a haven for a long time. And so this was their chantry. It was their school of magic, because that's how the Tremere clan, it's how they kind of view the vampire condition, as they are creatures of magic. And so they study the properties of the blood, the power that the blood gives them. But they mainly, got everything out of there. Jen Brown managed to find 2 books that had been hidden in the wall. And there may be other things to explore and find. There were lots of papers you were going through at one point, Jen Brown, and you didn't have a lot of time to kind of, you were kind of like distracted by the books, which were definitely the more exciting find. So if someone would like to go over those papers now at length, they could do that. But that is kind of where you're at, and that's who's with you. And you may ask me questions or decide on your next course of action. Let's go ahead and say a night passes. Let's have a rouse roll for everybody as they awaken the next night. And I would like to first hear how hungry everyone is.
Oh, remember this old chestnut?
I'm at 4 hunger.
Oh, you're in a bad place. Lucius, Ali, you need to feed.
Right.
And see, this is why Vampire is such a great game. The adventure comes to you. Lucius needs to feed, very soon. If you want, we can flashback a little bit. And before dawn came in our last session, he did a quick hunting trip. But then again, Lucius has a feeding restriction.
All right.
Lucius, I don't know what you're going to do. Tell me. So after you and Dylan take apart the corpse of what was it? Was it Buddy?
Alice.
No, it was
Alice. Alice. After you take apart that corpse, perhaps we will flash back, and you had like a few minutes to feed. What did you do?
I think,
or did you slumber?
I think you know what? I think when Cersei sent the message, or like whatever, it's like, you use your abilities and other people and speak about dominance. I think that's what triggered my hunger to go up, because I was so pissed off at her and really kind of angry at the fact that she not only put everyone at threat, but she couldn't even see the damage that could have the catastrophe that she could have caused. And I think so with in my head, as much as I want to sort of take in the environment, I think my head is set on finding Cersei and teaching her a lesson.
Okay, I think that makes total sense. The issue at hand is, if you go out to search for her now, dawn is coming soon. So is Lucius perhaps thinking of going and finding a temporary haven, like somewhere out in Pittsburgh for the night, or does he slumber here at the Economy Village and then take up this crusade the next night?
I think, you know what? I think I'm going to stay with the team, because I think we've had quite a crazy night. And I think with the remaining hours of what we have, I'll probably be like looking around, investigating, probably even trying to actually heal the gargoyle, because I'm a doctor. So that kind of vibe, maybe.
I think that makes total sense. So I will say then, the sun comes up, the vampires slumber, and you must all make rouse rolls for the next night. And we are going to find out if our poor friend Lucius Ali goes to hunger 5.
Fuck, man.
So this is another rouse roll that we just...
No. I was going a little bit flashback for Lucius in case he wanted to do something before. So now we're just rousing for the beginning of the session today. How did you do, Curtis Krieger?
Success.
Okay, great. How did you do, Jen Brown?
Success.
And what are your hungers at, each of you?
Just 1.
Samesies.
What's wrong with you people?
Well, I'm a good person, and Curtis murdered someone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Lucius. Lucius, how did you do?
Well, okay. Well, okay, I'm at 5.
Okay.
Wait,
so,
what?
Yeah, that's bad.
I was at 4 beforehand. Now I'm at 5.
Did you rouse when Jared first asked?
Yeah.
Does he need to rouse twice?
No, not twice, just the once.
Oh shit! Well, then I'm at 4 then.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Okay. Right.
Because it was going to be a very different session today if you were at 5.
Yeah.
I'm before then. No, we good. We good.
You are starving, and you in particular are surrounded by several vampires, which is what your feeding restriction is, that you are a blood leech. You must feed from other vampires. And so you awaken in an old, like, kind of like room filled with like junked, like early 20th century furniture, like doilies and, you know, weird old clocks, like, and you're just kind of like curled up against all of this like old Victorian style furniture, and you awaken and you are salivating, and Lucius, you look even less human than you usually do. You realize that Clara is kind of looking in at you. You okay, bro?
Oh, wait, shit. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I just had a memory. Call Jen. Call Jen, please. Please call Jen.
All right, yeah. And she, Clara comes and retrieves Jen.
Can I say that I have Gargi or whatever his name is with me?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, and he can move a little more easily inside of Economy Village.
Hey, are you okay?
No, I'm feeling hungry, and I know that I'm gonna do something stupid, but you helped me before. Could you help? Please, I need your help.
Did I feed him before? I did, didn't I?
Yeah, so I mean, basically, I think that if Jen Brown wants to, she can like you know, she has to make a roll, but she can use diffractionate, and if she puts a little of her blood or some other vampire's blood in it, she can make a cocktail for Lucius that he doesn't find repugnant, right?
Okay.
And that maybe with the diffractionating and kind of messing with the alchemy of it, it doesn't necessarily like mean he's going to be blood bonded to, like, you know, Curtis or something, right? Like that's what she can do to help her friends. If she would like to try that right now.
Yes.
Great. Everybody should get their willpower, their resolve back in willpower before we start rolling, because you guys did defeat an enemy that had kind of been out there floating around for a while, and you resolved the issue of Alice being the new member of your team. She's off the team. So that's kind of resolved. She was a dangerous predator that could have taken you all down a different path, but you've decided not to go that way. So your resolve comes back in willpower. And Jen Brown, I would love a thin blood alchemy roll.
Okay.
You may add your thin blood alchemy to your intelligence.
Ooh, okay.
And then tell me, and let's be creative here. What do you think you do? I describe what it needs to include. Vampire vitae for Lucius to be able to stomach it, but what do you create?
I think I want to mix my blood. I might take a little bit of Gargi.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And I can't put anything else in there that's not blood, probably. It's not like he doesn't drink alcohol like Jen or something. So maybe it's a mixture of my blood, a little bit of Gargi. So Gargi, because I know Gargi's, is he mostly healed now?
Gargi, you guys, you specifically went out of your way to feed him.
Yeah.
And so, yes, he is mostly fed. He's mostly healed, but you can tell that Gargi. Actually, make an insight roll for me if you don't mind.
Sure.
Because Gargi doesn't talk, so.
And also, I spent the night to also try and help Gargi, right, as well, if in any way I can as a medicine man.
Oh,
that's right.
Good. This is really kind of fun. I want you to go ahead then, Lucius, and roll your intelligence plus medicine on our friend Gargi.
Okay.
Is it insight plus anything else?
Yes, absolutely. You could use, let's say, your composure plus your insight.
I got 6 successes.
Wow.
Ooh.
I'm not going to be impressive at all. I got 1.
You aren't sure what Gargi is trying to express to you, but Gargi is acting very kind of skittish and sort of like that one eye is flitting around a lot. Lucius and Lee, your 6 successes on medicine allow you to do sort of a a kind of medical examination of this creature. And what you find is that this like kind of stone stuff isn't just, it's not a suit, it's like biological matter that is actually part of this creature now. And your interpretation, because you know a little bit about fortitude, is that somehow like whatever gives vampires the discipline of fortitude has been like exponentially like kind of sped up inside of this thing, and to where it literally like gets a layer of like stone like molecules around it. The whole thing is really disturbing, and you think that it would have to be, you know, you've seen a little bit of Jen Brown doing like experimentation with blood. You think that this would have to be a very elaborate blood experiment, like, you know, that people, a technology that people had developed, Kindred had developed over hundreds of years.
Okay. I probably will, yeah. I mean, sorry, go on, Jack.
Oh, and you also know that it is healed up and is now very hungry.
Oh, shit. Okay. I'm going to basically relay this back to Jen, and I assume this is the night before, right? Before I got hungry.
Right. So Jen Brown knows this now. We are awake the next night now. You know that Gargi is hungry.
Okay.
Good, because you didn't get enough successes on your insight roll.
In that case, I might ask Curtis to bring us some animal friends so I can try to feed both. So I might try to mix. If Curtis can get me some rats or raccoons or whatever is around, and mix that, defractionate that with my blood, to feed Gargi and Lucius so that they're not going nuts.
Okay. Curtis, will you use your powers to summon raccoon?
I will use the godlike power of summon raccoon. So I've just roused for that before I feral whisper, right?
Yeah. Give me a rouse. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it took a rouse.
Success, I think. Okay, and then it's okay, and then I roll animalism plus.
Yeah, I've got it right here. Animalism plus what you call it? Let's see here. I believe it's like your charisma or your manipulation, but let me check. Okay, feral whispers. Here we go. You're going to roll your manipulation plus animalism, or charisma plus animalism. Either one. That's
better for me.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
And you do need a 1 rouse check per type of animal.
Great. Wow. I'm calling. I have a sense of what's out here, and it's not raccoons; it's possums. And so I call. I send out, and I get 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. Well, that's plenty. So, Curtis comes in a little while later. Like, are they? Well, you bring them to her. I want to see that.
Okay. So, I just kind of walk in, and I think I've showered. If there is a shower tub here,
there is not.
Okay. I maybe hosed myself off.
Well, listen, there is a shower and tub, of course, but like, it's not. The water's not running.
Was there a fountain?
There is.
Curtis just sitting in the fountain.
Yeah, you maybe saw me just like in the fountain, maybe taking off clothes, slapping them on the stones of the fountain, like an old like turn of the century washerwoman. But when I come back, kind of like wringing it out, I raise up my arm, and dangling from my forearm by its tail is a possum, and 2 others kind of skitter in and stand up, and when they see other creatures that they're not bonded to, they just kind of like go still.
I'm gonna say to Lucius,
beautiful.
Don't watch this, and I'm gonna do my thing.
You're gonna crack your eggs.
Crack my eggs. Make my little omelet and feed it to the pals. Feed it to
I want a alchemy roll. So we said intelligence plus alchemy, but in order to create 2 different formulas for 2 different creatures who need your help, I need 4 successes.
Okay, 1 second. Just a itty bitty willpower. 4 successes you have.
Yeah, there we go. So your bartender Jen Brown cooks up 2 delicious cocktails. Yeah, I mean you probably do use that actually. Like your Athenor, your alchemical apparatus includes just sort of a bar set, which probably they might have like something like that here because they do have like maybe like a smoking room. You know, this is like a very old fashioned place. Yes. So eventually, in fact, let's say officially the smoking room is now the room in which you have done some of your kind of laboratory work here. And you were able to, and please, since you succeeded, please feed your friends. Tell me how that goes.
I'm going to, I think they'll probably, if they have a smoking room, they probably have like nice glasses, like nice tumblers and that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I'm going to pour half in for Lucius and hand it to him and say, it's not what you're used to, but it should do the trick. And I'm going to just, great. And then I'm just going to sort of hold the rest up to Gargi and let it.
Yeah, Gargi doesn't have quite the gentlemanly demeanor of Lucius, and so Gargi just attacks like the glass that you give him. And Lucius, here's the great news: Jen Brown's concoction gets rid of one of your hunger.
Oh my god, thanks, man. Oh, cheers, dude. Oh, wow, great.
So you are in this beautiful kind of like smoking room in the upper level of the like dormitory here at the Economy Village, and Lucius is sipping blood out of a beautiful brandy glass, while Gargi in the corner, like you just hear like crunching sounds as it like is cracking the glass that you gave it, and kind of like draining the blood off of the wooden cracks in the floor.
I'll get a bowl next time.
Mm-hmm. Thana is standing outside of the room and looking in at you, Jen Brown, kind of waiting to get your attention.
Since you're all here, I have something I have to do tonight. Cersei's gone and I need to go get her. But I also need someone to watch Sabrina. I don't think it's safe to take her with. So
I can nominate myself to stay behind. I'm more than happy to sort of look around and study, and besides, I don't trust myself around Cersei at the moment, and she probably might not want to see me either.
Okay. I'm going to take the gargoyle then and set out as soon as possible. Curtis?
Yeah?
Do you want to come with her, or are you staying here?
I looked like he seems to have it well in hand.
You can trust me.
Hey, Lucius. Thank you.
Yes.
For yesterday.
No. It's the least I can do for what I've brought upon the group so far. And believe me, Jen, I aim to strengthen us as a team rather than put us in any more danger.
I'm going to go up and put my hand on Lucius's shoulder and say, I know you will. Thanks for watching her. And then I'm going to turn and say, Thana, you need something?
She's like, we must find the book.
I know. I'm on my way out now.
I will come with you.
Are you sure?
Yes. I can talk to Circe. She might not trust you or Curtis, but she will trust me.
Okay. Can I say that maybe while Lucius was doing his sort of checkup on Gargi, that I made a less rudimentary saddle out of stuff here, so it's not just like duct tape and shit, it's like leather straps and all that kind of thing.
Who would you listen, Craig is back. He has a bit of craft.
Okay.
Would you like him to work on that?
Yeah.
And are you taking Gargi out to go find Circe? Who are you taking? We know you're taking Curtis with you.
I'll take Thana as well. I mean, I always kind of want Gargi with me, but maybe that would be seen as an aggression.
Yeah, and Gargi, is pretty stealthy, but if Gargi has to, act, then Gargi's not able to be as stealthy, right? Like, if Gargi has to actually grab someone or go into a battle for you, Gargi can be a little bit more of a masquerade breaker.
I mean, maybe what I'll do, because I'm shit at stealth, but I want to be on this mission and he's good at it, is that maybe I could be, if Curtis and Thana sort of approach her and I sort of stay in the background, and if something goes tits up, I can come in with Gargi, but I might he's better at stealth than me. So I might just ride him adjacent, but stay hidden.
Okay,
I have a weird question before we strike out also, Jared. Are there clothes here?
Yes.
Do you want to switch out your Calvin mask for something else?
I want to switch out everything because Curtis knows that people got him on camera last night, and he wants to keep a low profile. If he goes out.
There are clothes here. But mostly they're old and dusty. They haven't been worn in a while. And the clothes that are available are, it looks like one of the kindred was kind of stuck in the 90s because there's sort of like what I would call like a grunge ensemble on the bottom of one of the drawers. Old flannel shirts and like torn stonewashed jeans. Or there are ladies' clothes, which include like a lot of like diaphanous sundresses and like flower child kind of looks. There's a couple things like that, and then in the most well-off room, where you find a huge desk and a lot of the papers that you could go through, there is in fact one old suit.
Oh. I take the suit.
Okay.
If indeed it fits.
What size is Curtis? Have we ever talked about that?
He's not like bulky. He's a little wiry guy.
He's a little wiry guy, and the suit actually fits exceptionally well.
All right.
If he's like a little guy, and you realize that you are definitely wearing clothes that were worn by Dr. Orman.
Yeah. So
one of the Tremere, the leader of the Tremere in the city.
Oh my lord!
I want to say that you've never seen Curtis like out of like a busted ass like kind of like street clothes and like army jacket, and he is now dressed up for the first time you've ever seen him.
He still looks monstrous, right?
And he looks really kind of he's like uncomfortably pulling at his like fucking how do people wear this shit? Whatever. And then and it's still like turning around and the eyebrows are like too long and the ears are like too long. And then like whips out a mask and it's like keep honking, I'm reloading with a pistol.
That's right. So Craig can make your new can try to get to work on scrounging together stuff to make like a saddle for the gargoyle, but I'm afraid he can't do it before you head out. So the gargoyle can still go with you, but it might be, and I don't think we need to worry about it too much, Ashley. Like it could be just a thing where you move and it moves kind of near you, and then if you really needed to get away or get on it, you could.
I think if my shitty like duct tape one still works, I think the whole point of bringing him is so that I can also be stealthy because Jen has no stealth. So is it okay for me to still ride him?
It is. Why don't you do this for me? Why don't we make a little roll to see how well you are kind of getting at riding this creature? And I think that roll is going to be a
drive.
Dexterity plus, I'll allow drive.
I put another pip in there.
Give me a dexterity plus drive roll, and if you can get, depending on the number of successes, is how well you're kind of like getting the hang of that.
Hold on.
I love this face. It's the willpower face. It's great.
It is. Oh, one success.
Okay, so I'm gonna rule that you get rid of the duct tape. You now found you found like some ropes or something, but it's still a bumpy ride for you.
Okay.
But don't worry, Craig is gonna start right now working on like kind of an actual harness that you could use. Okay, he's doing pretty well.
Nice.
So let's do this. Lucius, we can deal with you. I think you should meet Sabrina and talk to her. But first, I want to hear what are my other friends? So it's Thana, Curtis, the Gargoyle, and Jen. Is that all going out?
Yes.
Where are you looking for her? What is your strategy?
Well, I said last session that I think Jen is still a bit of a tech fascist. So I think she knows where Cersei. Well, she knows where Cersei's phone is. So if Cersei's ditched the phone, then maybe they're fucked. But she has a tracker on Cersei's phone.
Very good. Okay. You can follow it straight there. And the other thing I will say to you is that when you start logging into all your stuff, you get some news reports. And you actually play a Channel 6 News kind of video for everybody where they're like looting and fires in the Squirrel Hill neighborhood of Pittsburgh. We now think that looters in Pittsburgh are targeting boarded up businesses. And then the report sort of ends with like, if you see suspicious characters in closed buildings, please call this new hotline number that like flashes up on the screen.
Do I see Curtis on any of this footage?
You do not see Curtis on any of this footage.
Okay.
Thank the gods you do not see 6 o'clock news footage of a vampire being dusted. The Inquisition, I think you can make a conclusion from this. Whoever is the authority, which is probably the Inquisition right now, is interested in covering these things up as you are.
Okay.
Or the Camarilla is, right?
Could I task Sabrina with something before we go?
Sure.
I mean, I want her to be able to talk to Lucius and stuff. But I feel like there's probably a way to make like a computer script that just calls that number, like keeps that line really busy, sending random locations and shit like that.
Sabrina.
Hack the planet.
Sabrina's like, okay. And she's like, I'm going to need some stuff. And Craig's like, I can help her.
Great.
So they're going to get stuff together. So they're kind of, you now have like people back at your hideout working on various things.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The crafting rolls are going on. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You arrive at the phone and it is sitting in a dumpster in a neighborhood near Squirrel Hill. Let me see here. Wait, let me get my Pittsburgh neighborhood map up here. So yeah, here we go. So yeah, luckily you don't have to go back into Squirrel Hill because that would be dangerous for you right now. What I will say is that as you are traveling around, you guys see so many cops on the street that it is very, very unnerving.
Okay.
And it seems like there are just cops patrolling everywhere. Now, there are also civilians on the street, people in masks going into businesses and buying their late dinner, things like that. Of course, like clubs and bars and venues like that are still shut down. It is a lockdown in Pittsburgh. So you don't see any nightlife. You still see a lot of boarded up businesses because this is the world of darkness where everything is worse. So it seems like a lot of things were like shuttered, like, nailed up, boards nailed on the front, big iron gates like pulled down. But you do see some civilians. You do see some normal Pittsburghers moving about, but you see a lot of cops. And I will just say that in any given scene, I will be rolling to let you know if a cop happens by, because that's in the level of force that has gone out into the city now.
Okay.
North Oakland is where you find the phone in a dumpster in the North Oakland neighborhood, which is kind of northeast city, kind of, but still sort of central.
I have two thoughts. The first is I'm wondering if I can use our pal Gargi almost like a bloodhound. Like if he gets, I don't know how long ago Cersei ditched this phone or if she even has a smell, but if there's something where like he could like, sniff it, lick it, whatever the hell, and then follow her scent trail. And barring that, then seeing who she's contacted last.
Sure. That's great. So she contacted you guys last. Like she hasn't really left like an obvious clue in like what she's been looking up. You see though that she frequents like a lot of like websites about magic, sorcery, tarot. This has always been her interest, and so that might explain part of why she stole the book, not just to stick it to you, but because it's actually something that she's interested in. who knows how much she understands of what the book is about, because you didn't really talk to her about it very much. You talked to Thana about it. She was busy, having a 1950s dance party with Buddy when all that was going on. So, look, can Gargi help you investigate? Great question. Let me look at Gargi's stats here. And does Curtis or anybody else have anything they'd like to add? Because what we're going to start doing is making investigation rolls with bonuses based on the tactics you try.
Great. There are certain witnesses of this area that I could perhaps speak to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Do you want to kind of try talking to people?
I want to talk to the critters.
Oh, very interesting. Okay. But of course, we've talked about how you don't quite talk to them, right? I don't want to say no. I want to say yes, but yeah. Let's see here. Feral Whispers. You can ask them to do something, but you can't quite I just want to be clear on what you're going to get before you roll it, and maybe even make a rouse roll. They're going to kind of give you animal impressions of things. It's maybe unlikely that they'd be able to go yeah, we saw a girl like that. Great. The chipmunks have been talking. That might not happen.
It's more like I'm just sort of firing off Jen's idea of bloodhound, and I'm like, yeah, there might be something here that knows the scent, that could follow the scent, in addition to the gargoyle. So yeah, I'm gonna try to summon animals to ask if they know if they could follow the scent on this phone.
Ah, there we go. That's interesting. Okay, so you're gonna try to summon a dog or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Ruby's with you too, but Ruby's not a bloodhound type. Other animals might be better at this. So, go ahead and make a rouse roll and get your roll your Feral Whispers, which is your charisma plus animalism. Okay. And Jen Brown, I've already figured out what I would like you to do a command roll for the gargoyle to see how well you're communicating with it. Okay. So why don't you give me let's call it a charisma. That seems to be how you lead, plus leadership on the gargoyle, and see if you can get through to it. And based on your successes here is what I'm going to add to everybody's investigation roll. How did you do on your roll, Curtis?
I got 4 successes, but I did get hungrier.
Okay, so let's make that hunger worth it. I think that this mutt dog that you can tell maybe has a little bit of basset hound in it, Street dog, comes out of an alley and looks up to you with big amber eyes.
And I hold up the phone for it to smell, and I'm like,
I play so many animals in this game.
And you do great. It's wonderful. There's a nuance to everyone.
It smells the phone, and it kind of starts wagging its tail. Meanwhile, how did you do with your roll, Jen Brown?
3 successes.
Hey, that's pretty good. It understands what you mean. And what you get from the gargoyle is that the gargoyle kind of smells blood, right? So the gargoyle is going to be searching for blood, and the bloodhound is maybe going to be searching for, I think it's enough to give you a +2 to whoever would like to roll investigation. I think it's going to be intelligence plus investigation.
How is that pool for you, Ross?
That's 4 for me.
5 for me.
With a +2?
With a +2. Oh, with a +2, that would be 7. So I guess I'll roll.
Yeah, you're taking point on this mission, and I'm like, where did the air go? Tell me where the smell leads you.
Yeah.
And if they are kind of indicating, I can almost begin communicating that to Jen as she investigates as well.
Okay.
5 successes.
5 successes is very good. This is an all-night roll, by the way. This takes all night, and at the end of the night, you figure out that she definitely crossed over. You're kind of like a shitty park area beside the river. I think it's the Monongahela here. The Monongahela River. You're in a shitty park area beside it, and you can tell that she crossed the river at like a kind of a pedestrian walk that kind of helps to go across it, and that's where the trail ends, and you realize that you're gonna have to just continue the next night because you've used up all the entire night searching. But you're not. So you think you could pick up the trail the next night in the neighborhood across the river, which is Southside Flats.
Okay. Is there a place for us to safely sleep?
Yeah, here. Yeah, it was the Monongahela River, and you crossed the bridge here. I think it's called the Birmingham Bridge. Is there a place for you to sleep? Well, you could go back to Economy Village. Do you have enough time to do that if you'd like?
Okay, it won't be like a huge trek to get back to where we were and keep going?
No, you're just driving around in the city. So it's instead of like, usually in this game we go, and it all happens in one night and it's a big fight. But like in this case, maybe this is an investigation that's taking you a couple days because I know as your storyteller how many successes you need to find her, and you don't have them with 5 yet. That was a great first night. But you don't have them yet. Okay. You know that she crossed the river here, and that there's a good chance she's over in the Southside Flats somewhere.
Okay, then I say we go back probably and regroup, and then go.
Let's see what Lucius was up to while you were doing all of that. Lucius, you're kind of watching Sabrina, and how does Lucius approach that? Clara is with you as well, if you'd like to use her or talk to her for any reason. And Craig,
also Dylan, right?
Dylan's there too, yeah. And you can talk to any of them.
Yeah. So I think the first thing I did was I spoke to Clara and I was like, hey, because first of all, sorry, what does resources do as in one of my advantages?
It's money, and I think that what you guys have been doing is after you kill a vampire, you've been taking all of their money, and some vampires are quite loaded. They have mind control powers, so you have some resources, you have some money.
Okay, all right, cool. I guess I've just told Clara to basically look around the area of the space that we're in, see if there is anything of use, of interest that might actually, because I think I have a feeling that walking in here, I kind of really, there was like a good vibe, there was a good dig around this place, and I was like, you know what, let's just look at this, let's look around, see what's quite nice about this area. And I assume that also, Jen, you must have kind of mentioned about the idea of the old boarded up places. So I'm kind of thinking like, maybe actually potentially making this like a haven.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. It's interesting. So Clara's going to go explore for you. And do you want her to explore the Economy Village, or do you want to explore the neighborhood outside of it?
No, I think a bit of both. Mainly the Economy Village, though. Like mainly kind of base home. Okay. Just kind of explore, see if there's anything useful, if there's anything great to kind of have, or
great.
Take, or and then I'm gonna talk to Dylan and sort of, because I know I have, because of my low humanity, it's at 4. I have a disadvantage when talking to humans, right?
That's right, like a -2.
Yeah, so I don't, and Sabrina's a human, so I don't think I can necessarily get as much information as I need from her.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kind of pull Dylan aside and kind of be like, I need a favor.
Ask.
So a bit about me. Before I was awakened, my sire decided to turn me and abandon me. And you could say I hold a very deep grudge against her. Now, I know that she has been with the group that one of Jen's friends,
Sabrina.
Yes, Sabrina, has been with, and I'm hoping that maybe you could find some more information regarding her, but also, again, more of the group. Again, I don't want to press her or cause any trauma, but
Lucius, of course I'll talk to her, but you should talk to her too. You need to be able to talk to us.
Okay.
You don't want to slip away completely.
No.
Right?
No. Not for me, not for Clara.
Let's go talk to her. And you go downstairs to where Craig and Sabrina in the kind of dining hall. Craig is trying to he's taking junk from different rooms. He's trying to figure out how to put together some useful stuff for you all to use. And Sabrina is talking to him about where you can get some computers because right now a couple smartphones are not going to do it if she's got to run that complex of a hack, right? So you hear him saying to her when you guys walk in, breaking and entering. I don't know. We already have a lot of heat on us, and you guys walk in, and Dylan's like, Sabrina, and Sabrina's like, yeah. And Dylan's like, we want to talk to you. What do you want to ask her, Lucius?
I kind of want to ask her a bit about when, the group, a bit more about the group, and her sort. I want to know about her first of all. I want to know how she got involved with the group, the Camarilla, and also when the Archon came into picture.
What a great question. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a +1 to your roll to kind of just talk to her. And I think it's interesting. You're not trying to interrogate her. You're just trying to kind of talk to her. So if you can give me a charisma plus, let's call it persuasion roll, which I think for you is 4 dice, then it would be -2 because you are an inhuman monster. So that's 2 dice, but then +1 for Dylan helping you. So roll 3 dice, and you are going to hear the story, but we're going to see what kind of impression Sabrina is left with about you based on how you roll right now. So roll 3 dice. That's pretty good, right? So Sabrina tells you the story of how she got connected to the Camarilla. And it's a story that Jen Brown hasn't told you yet. And I think it's so interesting that we're telling it again now. And anybody who needs to help me with my memory can please feel free to jump in. But essentially, here's Sabrina. So she tells you, and it's kind of traumatic for her to tell you, that Sabrina became aware that vampires exist when her business and Jen's business, Grouper, was targeted by the Camarilla, specifically Ventru members of the Camarilla. Oh, by the way, that's your clan, Lucius. Ventru members of the Camarilla targeted their business, trying to kind of take it over so they could control the Grouper app. Jen tried to help Sabrina by bringing her in fully as a ghoul. She tried to turn Sabrina into a ghoul and feed her own blood. But Jen Brown, being a baby vamp, didn't realize that as a thin blood, she didn't create a blood bond with Sabrina. She just made her addicted to kindred vitae. So Sabrina became a blood addict without actually having a blood bond to the person that could help her and guide her and kind of control her, right?
Oh my fucking god!
I made some mistakes.
Oh my god!
I made
Very new.
This was also a complete breach of the Masquerade, and at the time, the players, Jen Brown was a member of the Camarilla. She was kind of being mentored by Sonia. Oh, you met Sonia, remember? She was the old Nosferatu lady that's running the Camarilla operation here. Yeah, so, and Sonia said that the only way to make this right was to either destroy Sabrina entirely, or Sabrina stays a ghoul, but not under Jen Brown's control. She comes over to the rest of the Nosferatu clan, and in order to save herself and Sabrina from destruction, from Camarilla punishment, from Camarilla consequences, Jen Brown agreed to allow Sabrina become a ghoul to the Nosferatu. So Sabrina then tells you that for over a year, she has been Sonia's ghoul, and that Sonia treated her like a piece of office equipment. and had her gathering, like, never off the internet, constantly monitoring things, doing analysis. Yes. Basically, the most horrifying, angry grandma you could possibly have was what Sonia was to, but I should say, this is the impression you get with your 2 successes. Sabrina still talks in glowing terms about how Sonia was so kind and so really misunderstood by Jen and all of these things, because the blood bond with Sonia is still very strong. So that's disturbing, because you also hear what she did to Sabrina, and it was cruel. And in terms of when the Archon showed up about a little less than a year ago, when all this stuff happened. There was a huge battle at the Temple of Learning, the Cathedral of Learning at Pitt University, a giant breach of the Masquerade. The Inquisition came in force, and the Archon was sent by the Camarilla to try to fix the situation. So your sire, Isabel, is here to kind of get the Inquisition out, and to ultimately judge partially who should be the new prince of Pittsburgh. So the Archon has been really taxed to get all of this done, because obviously they also made an attack against all of you at the very beginning of lockdown. So the Archon has also been trying to bring in the people responsible. The Camarilla kind of thinks that Jen Brown and Curtis Krieger are responsible for the fact that the Inquisition has taken over the city, and they're not completely wrong. She tells you that they were able to learn a lot about the Curtis and Jen from a vampire that switched sides named Bob, and that he's been feeding Sonia information. And knew it. And they also had a policy, because their numbers, because the Camarilla's numbers have been cut down so much, they created a policy of reviving some of the vampires that they were keeping imprisoned that had been tortured. So they brought back the Ventru that had been kind of a problem for Jen and Sabrina earlier in the series. They brought back Obadiah Griffin and raised him, even though he had earlier been put into torpor as part of Camarilla justice. And they brought back the vampire Buddy, even though he had been put into torpor, to try to use him. They wanted powerful vampires on their side. They were never able to convince Buddy to play along. He kind of stayed in their haven, but refused to help them or give them intelligence. But Obadiah Griffin is back, and he's helping them. And they even found Erasmus when they investigated the old hospital, who was an anarch leader, and he's been working with them.
Wow.
Oh, God. Just a whole panoply of vampires who hate us.
And I'm just thinking, I have no idea who these names are. I'm sort of fixated on the idea of that Isabel's here, and also the fact that her story sounds so similar to mine, and that what Jen has done. So I'm kind of stewing on that. And I'm sort of like, and I think my next question is there a way of contacting? I mean, did you have any communication or able to connect with the Archon?
You want me to talk to the Camarilla?
No. I want you to talk to the Archon.
Talk to Sonia. She can get us.
I don't want any communication with Sonia. Right.
No, that's right. That's not a good idea right now. I don't know what I was thinking.
Sabrina. And can I sort of like think or look at a way of maybe trying to crack this bond, especially with my fucking trauma and issues, of just kind of look at, past something there.
You could give her you don't have the dominate power where you set a command up inside of someone's mind yet, do you?
No, I've got mesmerize.
Yeah, you could mesmerize her, in a given moment, right? And that would that would stop her from acting on her blood bond, possibly, if you were able to kind of, do well in your attempt. But in terms of like a long-term, putting a new long-term block in her head, do you have the let's see, do you have the memory power for dominate?
Cloud memory, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's different. Let's see if that gives you anything helpful here. I think that might be something you could do to her that would mess with her like loyalty to Sonia, right? I mean, you want to be careful when you go in and start messing with people's brains, especially when there's someone else's touchstone. So let's do this. Okay. Clouding the memory. You can forget the current moment as well as the last few minutes. Again, this is like a bandage, right? Like if she brings up Sonia and suddenly, like she just did, and starts to sound like she's going to contact her or something, you could make her forget that and possibly stop her from, doing something rash.
I don't know if I want to be dominating people, especially after what happened to Cersei. I might even think of, if that kind of comes to mind, I might even when Jen comes back, I might be like, hey, maybe you could do some of your blood magic, whatever, to mix my blood in order to give her something that might terrorize the memory of Sonia in a way.
Maybe you could give her a portion of your unswayable mind.
Exactly, that's the thing. So like I'm thinking maybe that's something that I might do. But I'm also thinking of, I think actually, you know what? Okay, so I'm getting this idea and I'm getting this vibe from her. And I think I'm just going to look. What if I fed her my blood?
Would you like to do that?
I'm kind of thinking like, first I'm going to look to Dylan and I'm going to be like, can I talk to you for a second?
What could go wrong?
Sure.
And I'm going to take her out and I'm going to kind of be like, now, I have an idea. It might be crazy. It might be silly and foolish. And I'm asking you because I feel like maybe, and I'm really awkward because I think like, there's I really quite like. And then I'm like, this bond that she has with Sonia can be dangerous. And I'm thinking maybe, from what she's told me as an addict, I can break that addiction. I know it, but I'm thinking of feeding her my blood.
Lucius.
I know.
No.
Okay.
Are you out of your mind?
I needed to hear that.
What's wrong with you?
No, it was just an idea. It was an idea. Just a foolish one.
Quit trying to fix everything by controlling people. Quit trying to do that, okay? We just have to. I think we have to do this the hard way. We have to keep an eye on her, and we have to keep talking to her. And we have to let time do its work. We can't just stop dominating everybody. This is Dylan talking. Just Dylan, okay? I just want to be clear with my player, Abu, that other characters here might have a different opinion. But Dylan is telling you how she feels about it.
And I'm kind of like, okay. And then I'm going to kind of walk back in and kind of ask Sabrina, kind of just be like, if I can, just be like, Sabrina, forget everything that's gone on and what's been happening. And this is more of a personal question, which I feel like maybe I just need you to be honest with me.
Sure, yeah.
What do you want?
I don't know. If I think about that, I get kind of bummed out. Things have been kind of fucked up for a while. I think I want to hack this hotline. That's what I want to do right now.
And then I'm going to look to Craig and kind of see him trying to build some stuff and kind of be like, how easy is it to buy shit here?
I mean, if you have money, yeah, no problem.
I'm
I
gonna
can
look
get
around.
stuff from the hardware store. I can get us some things that we need. The only
Do I
thing
have
is,
that?
you guys don't need a lot, do you? Well, you need one thing. Sorry.
Yeah. Look, I have money, so I'm willing to give you, Sabrina, what you need in order to satiate your desires at the moment.
Nice.
But I need you to find a way, if you can, to just contact the Archon, but without causing alarm, please. It means a lot to me. I can do this for you if you help me. And Craig, anything extra that you also need, I have money to support it. Anything that could possibly help this space or area. And then I'm going to kind of look to Dylan and be like, do you want anything?
What do you kids want for Pizza Hut?
Sugar vampire.
No, listen.
Right?
This is great, actually. So your resources of 3 will outfit this. Okay, so if you want them to just buy a couple things they need, your resources of 3 will stay at 3. If you would like to outfit this place, I'm going to say you can take it down a dot, and you will have this place outfitted in kind of a interestingly upgraded way. How do you feel about that, Lucius?
I'm going to take it down a dot.
They're gonna outfit this place over the next couple of nights, and it's going to get interesting. Lucius, I think probably you open like an old satchel or something you always have with you, and there's just piles of cash in it. And they're like, "Wow, okay, yeah." And so they're gonna start making some purchases the next day. Your resources are going to go down 1, and then the economy village is going to become a new type of place. And feel free to add any kind of input you want on that, but otherwise, Craig and Sabrina are going to be making the decisions. Okay. And I need to make a note to tell you guys how the place changes. Okay.
Have we come back by this point also?
In fact, you have come back by this point. And we're going to call it an hour till dawn.
Can someone still have a crush if they have a blood bond?
A crush?
I feel like Sabrina in a normal situation would have a crush on Craig.
Yeah, they certainly can. They have all the emotions they normally have. They just have one very strong artificial emotion, right?
Yeah, this is what I was thinking too. It seems like Craig's going through a lot of stress, and suddenly there's another human there. They're working side by side.
Are you guys suggesting there might be a little bit of touchstone romance?
Yeah,
this is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Who ships Craig and Sabrina?
We ship it.
We ship it. Okay.
We got to touch the stones.
Well, then let me start making rolls to see how that's going.
Okay.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay. Sabrina gets less dice for these kind of things, but not that many. Okay, interesting. Okay, so as you come back in, you catch one meaningful glance between the two as they are sort of cleaning up their work area.
I'm going to kind of look at Curtis and then look at them. And I'm just going to go up and put my hand on Sabrina's back and be like, hey, how you doing?
I just want to say, Curtis, at Humanity 4, you do not notice this at all.
I think Curtis is not the kind of guy who would notice this either way.
Right. Sabrina's like, so when you put your hand on her back, Sabrina's like, oh, hey, Jen.
Sorry.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
I've just been kind of telling these guys about, what was going on. Well, for the last year. Yeah. Oh, and
Right.
yeah, it turns out Lucius is loaded.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna get like a rig and set it up in here.
When you say loaded, what do you mean? How loaded?
I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. What? And also, oh my God, Lucius, I didn't even tell you about the whole Allegheny Rose thing.
Been bonding, have you?
What do you mean, Allegheny Rose?
Oh, well, I think Sonia would be okay with me telling you guys this. I mean, I think she would understand. She
would.
Yeah, see, when they raised Erasmus, they had this idea, right? Like, well, remember Mary?
Yeah.
The elder vampire that you were kind of working with?
Yeah.
Well, Erasmus knows where a couple other old vampires are buried in the area, and he remembered Allegheny Rose.
Have they done that yet?
Oh, yeah. And it turns out she had like 2 vampires like in the grave with her. And they had this whole plan to kind of like, create a kind of health crisis that would kill the Inquisition's ability to claim that they were there on behalf of like the CDC.
Yeah, I think we met.
She's an elder vampire?
Oh, yeah. She's well, anyway, Sonia tried to stop it, but well, it all got kind of out of hand.
What do you mean out of hand?
Well, I mean, it turns out Allegheny Rose wouldn't really listen to what Sonia wanted her to do. She was kind of doing whatever she wanted.
Where is she now? Do you know?
I don't know. I mean, was that you guys who just kind of walked in on them at the sewage treatment plant?
Guilty as charged.
That's when things kind of went to shit and the Inquisition showed up like, within hours. So we had to go back to ground in, Washington's Landing. And, well, we haven't really had the resources to figure out where Rose is. We've been sort of busy with Erasmus's trial. That's what you guys kind of walked in on when we were, when you found me.
They're still having trials right now?
Yeah, it's important. I mean, Sonia explained, when you cause breach to the Masquerade like Erasmus did by convincing her to raise Allegheny Rose, like he has to face the consequences. I mean, that was like a huge misjudgment.
Brina, and I'm going to put my hands on her hands. Sonia told him to do that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know she's told him, but like he shouldn't have done it, or he should have been smarter about who he led them to. Like, he's an asshole.
Do I see, kind of almost like what Dylan was saying, is there a way to sort of see, I don't know how to fucking break a blood bond, but if there's like moments of, this is a place where she might be receptive to me reaching her, and do you know what I mean? Like, is there a way for me to sort of see as I'm talking to her if there's like a fracture or some place that I could like insert myself and talk to her and get her to maybe loosen that tie a little bit? I
love that.
I just want to say that when she brings up that whole situation at the water treatment plant, Curtis looks over at Lucius and is like,
you may make a roll, and I think that what you're doing is trying to point out the logical fallacy in her like devotion to Sonia, right? Like Sonia really was responsible for that shitty plan. Whether Erasmus knew where whatever, he was a pawn of Sonia in that case, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I would like for you to use academics plus you may use resolve or composure, Jen Brown, to try to kind of argue this and get through to Sabrina, not on an emotional level, but on a level of logic. And in order to do that, you need 3 successes.
Could I make an argument for intelligence or wits instead?
Wits.
Okay. Wits plus... Ooh. Her rolls have not been great tonight. 2 successes.
Okay, not quite enough. You're just not getting through. She just keeps going. Yeah, but I mean, like, Sonia knows what she's doing. I mean, she's like a strong leader.
Okay.
I'm just gonna kind of then use this moment to sort of pull Jen away and sort
I'm going to ask Dylan to sit with Sabrina and just. I feel like if I can try to encourage them to have a friendship as well, that would be good.
Okay. Yeah,
So I'm going to. Yeah.
Dylan likes having another human woman around. Absolutely.
Great. So maybe, yeah, if Craig, Dylan, and Sabrina could kiki, and then I'll go with Lucius.
And then I'm sort of going to be like, I tried talking to her, and this idea came into mind. I've kind of experienced a similar issue and problems that she's actually currently going through. And I was thinking maybe you could do some of your, I don't know, skills in order to feed a potent version of my blood, maybe, in order to break whatever is in her mind, of course, but not make it part of my blood. Make it I don't know, some weird concoction of sorts. Was an idea.
I'm gonna think about this. So I think the first reaction would be like, is he asking for me to make it? Like that would create another blood bond. But then, could I think of a way or like harken back to other concoctions I've made where it could be a thing where it's almost like a medicine I could give her almost. So it wouldn't be. I think Jen would be very stringent now about like, I'm not going to manipulate her anymore. I don't want to do any shortcuts, but is this a non-compelling way is it something that could soothe her without manipulating her further, basically?
I think that. Yeah. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, and like, I think I'm going to, because I know that she's an addict, for example, like I do feel like the way in which you break an addict sort of, I want to try and break that addiction as well. So I kind of thinking like, okay, maybe by giving, some form of lesser potent version of blood, vampiric blood, and slowly bit by bit break that down slowly by trying to wean her off this. I'm sort of trying to work with Jen here in regards to building that.
That is so interesting. And yes, all of this is possible, guys. I mean, the way when you frame it like that, it makes so much sense. So Jen can possibly start to kind of wean her off like her ghouldom, if that's what you guys are thinking about doing, by like giving her like lesser and lesser doses of Vitae, right? Like more diluted versions of Vitae. And I think that there's someone else who could maybe help with this a little bit.
Who's that?
Curtis Krieger, who used to be a heroin addict,
right,
and managed to break that. So maybe the three of you kind of are able to talk about this plan, and it sounds like something that could maybe work. But the problem is in the moment when you start talking about this, and there's maybe like 45 minutes, a half an hour left before dawn, Clara comes walking in kind of disheveled and goes, "I found something."
Okay.
What's going on?
It's in the chapel. And she runs out of the building toward where there is a big chapel on the grounds.
And I'm going to follow her.
She takes
Likewise.
you inside this old Protestant church, very simple furnishings. All of it is completely intact. It looks like it's been occasionally, slightly refurbished to keep it like historically accurate. It's a white plaster and plain wooden pews, and a street light kind of comes in through the big kind of vaulted windows. And she takes you to the back, to some steps leading down, and she takes you to a place where there was like a kind of a wall boarded up, and she's pulled down a couple of the boards, and she puts her flashlight inside, and there's some kind of laboratory in there.
Is the space big enough for me to go inside?
If you want to pull down the rest of the board, she's like,
yeah.
Jen, wait, I went in. There's bodies in there.
What kind of bodies?
Dead ones?
But are
Kindred?
they human? Yes.
I don't know. Should we? I mean, should we? And she's like kind of pulling on one of the boards.
And I'm going to help her pull on the boards as well.
Okay, plunk, 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 plunk. And so after a little while, you've got them all down, and you can kind of enter in, and you find that in the cellar of this old church, someone had some kind of laboratory going on in there, and she's not wrong in like weird tubs with like some kind of like plastic sealant over it. So there's like old clawfoot tubs like you'd see in the 19th century, but like there's like these like weird like plastic tarps that have been like clamped down over them. There are like humanoid forms in this like not quite translucent plastic that you can see in these clawfoot tubs. There are 4 human forms in clawfoot tubs, and Clara looks at you and is like, creepy, huh?
I know that when I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, I know that he was. Can I tell whether or not these are thin bloods? Because he wanted to experiment on me.
You may roll occult on, or you can roll medicine, and intelligence plus occult or intelligence plus medicine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was literally gonna like try and. I know this is silly and this is me, but I was gonna taste the blood. But anyway, go ahead.
4 successes.
4 successes is a lot. Here's what happens. You kind of like, you look at them carefully. They're not thin bloods. They look like long dead. Like they look like very desiccated, like almost mummy-like. Like, you know, you can see a little bit of the skull and like the teeth. Like they're like bodies that he like dug up out of a graveyard or something. And then you find some papers in here. And there's all these requests that he sent to Adelaide Ross and the Camarilla requesting to have Buddy exhumed and sent to him.
So these are...
Oh, Dr. Orman is who I'm talking about. Dr. Orman, the former leader of this area, is, who was sending these requests.
Someone who could communicate with the dead. He was... Buddy being a person who could,
And there's one more thing that you find. You find an old photo. It looks like it might date back from like the 50s or something, of like a young woman who's kind of like smiling like brightly.
Do we recognize her?
You don't.
This is maybe putting you on the spot, but like I'm wearing his clothes. Is there anything in these pockets of this suit that's relevant to the good doctor?
You know what? Wearing his clothes, you kind of like have a feeling for a second. You kind of hear Jen Brown go, "Do you recognize her?" You know, when she's looking at the photo, and it's Curtis standing there in the suit of Dr. Orman, who does recognize her because he turns to one of the tubs and he looks down through the plastic, and there he sees the desiccated corpse of this young woman, and its eyes open. That is where we will stop for today.
No!
Oh my god!
No!
That was a fun session, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And next time, zombies. The next episode is entitled "Surprise Zombies."
Oh my god!
Oh yeah.
So it looks like your New Haven has a couple of surprises.
Great location, slight zombie issue.
Yeah. I'm really excited for everything that's going to happen next, and how much I love these sessions where we get to kind of interact with our cast a little bit and kind of like, take our temperature, figure out where we're at. So looking forward to more. Because I'm going to start asking this very quickly. What are your plans for next time, do you think? You can say I don't know too.
Deal with this undead issue.
Yeah, I feel like zombies are now top of the list.
Yeah. I want to secure. Yeah,
but I was going to say, like, probably that maybe they, would there be anything interesting there? Which, because I'm assuming that Gargi is probably made from one of these things, maybe. So it's a way of possibly actually thinking, hey, we could actually have a Gargi army.
Some sort of
what I love about Abu and Lucius is they think big, you know. Ambition, that's great. I love that idea.
I'm just saying.
All of us on top of gargoyles.
Yeah,
riding into battle.
Tune in for Vampires of Pittsburgh season 4. Vampires of Pittsburgh : Gargoyle Army. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. I want to thank my players. I'm going to hang out and do our little closing business, but thank you to Ashley Burch, Abu Salim, and Ross Bryant. You guys are amazing as always. We'll see you next week.
See you later.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Okay, guys, let's do a little bit of closing business here. Dust off your Trapper Keepers for Thaco Tuesday. We're playing old school, basic Dungeons and Dragons, and thus far it has been bonkers. So many things changed the gameplay: reaction rolls, morale rolls, having 1 hit point as a level 1 PC, deaths by pole vaulting accident, unicorn hooves, have stoved in heads. Tune in Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific for more Thaco Tuesdays. Thursday on the Stereo app is Campaign Promises, our chat show where Secret GM Clint and I talk all things RPG, take your on-air comments and questions and challenge each other to create our dream tabletop campaigns. I encourage you to tune in for that, 4 p.m. Pacific on Thursdays. Saturdays are when we play Blood and Blades, Stream of Blood's shared game world series of Blades in the Dark. Yesterday, we held our 2nd subscriber faction turn, and big doings are afoot in Duskfall. This coming Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, the Tin Whistles will be back to negotiate these new shifting tides, so tune in for that. That's a big one. Stream of Blood is a podcast. Find it on the podcatcher of your choice. Subscribe, download, rate, and review so people know what we're doing and all the cool stuff we've got going on over here. The absolutely best way to support us is to subscribe. Subscribe on Twitch. We do not have a Patreon. We only have subscribers from Twitch right now, so tell people what we're up to. Subscribe and comment on our YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Reddit. We are on Facebook. And the best place to get in touch with us is on our Discord, Stream of Blood Server of Blood. This is where you can also be part of our Blood and Blades faction turn. And probably we'll be doing a little bit of kind of bookkeeping and setting up for our Philadelphia creation session that's coming up on April 1st. So subscribe, get into the subscriber chat on our Discord, and we will talk about it. I don't unfortunately have time today for any questions, but the Discord is the place to put those if you have any. I want to thank Clinton Trucks and Brian Bollinger, my producers and partners, Megan Arch, our social media manager, Matt Moynihan, our YouTube content producer. Our logo was created by Garrett Ross, and our opening animation is by Andrew Orvidal. Guys, love playing this game with all of you. Until next time, get pink.